Hello, everyone. This is Kim Gordon with KeyBella Homes Group. I'm one of the realtors with KeyBella. We are here live on Facebook. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, hoping to bring you guys some information about the real estate market and bring in some experts to ask questions to and hopefully get you guys information that you're looking for. Today we are super excited. We have Josh Burr with us. He is the branch manager with IBERIA Bank, and he's going to tell us a little bit about SBA loan program that's going on right now. Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kim. It's great to be with all of you today. I'm Josh Burr, as Kim mentioned, with IBERIA Bank here in Longwood, Florida. I've been in banking for about 21 years this year. Originally from Los Angeles, California, and relocated here for college, and liked it. I fell in love with the state and got into banking, and here I am 21 years later.
That's awesome. Awesome to have you with all this experience to teach us a little bit today. Right before we started, Josh was telling us some really exciting news that he actually just got someone approved for one of the SBA loans in less than an hour, which is pretty awesome compared to some of the stuff that we've been hearing out there. So tell us a little bit, if someone has applied for the PPP loan and they haven't gotten their funding yet, is there something they should be doing right now while they're waiting?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say the old saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, is really the best analogy for what they need to be doing. If they have an application pending, I would just say to contact your banker, contact the bank, go to the bank, whatever you need to do to find out the status of the loan. We're finding that some are not getting anywhere with their banks, and that's resulted in them coming to us to get the loan done. But whatever you do, you got to stay on top of it, because the money is going out of the program every single day very quickly.
So that was interesting. So if they are not getting anywhere with their bank, they could come and talk with you and maybe see if you could help them out.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a first come, first served bucket of money that the government put out for the PPP program. And so the first lender that gets to it locks it up for their customer. We have found, and some that I've worked with, that other lenders have beat us to it, and they've, we were able to provide that information to the client to let them know that, hey, go back to your bank because we can see that they've claimed it for you, and get them through the process. But yeah, I would just say get to a bank or to IBERIA, whoever you want to get that money as quick as you can before it's gone.
Okay. So if someone hasn't even applied yet for the PPP loan, is it worth it for them to still try right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So as of Sunday evening, just under $200 billion had gone out of the program. It's not leaving as quickly as we thought it would leave this time around. We believe that because of some of the larger corporations that got access to the money sooner, that should not have and are now paying it back, we're seeing that those companies are being careful about applying for the program and really giving it the intended purpose, which is to help small businesses. Like I said, with IBERIA Bank, we had probably upwards of about 20,000 applicants.
Wow.
And we have been successfully getting through the program and getting them the money. And so now we're fully caught up to the point where I can get an application in and get an approval within an hour or two, and oftentimes closed within the same day, which is pretty awesome.
That is amazing. That's awesome. Fantastic. Just as we're on here, if anyone out there on Facebook has questions for us as we're going through this, by all means, we'd love to make this interactive. So feel free to post your questions and we'll answer them along the way. Josh, once someone has received their funding, is there any recommendations that you have on how they handle the funds? Because I understand that part of the funds can be a grant, and how do they make sure that that is the case with the money that they receive?
Yeah, so the goal of the plan is really to keep the payroll flowing and to keep employers with their employees working. So the key is to make sure that at least 75% of that funds is being used for payroll purposes. If it is successfully used that way, then the full loan, including the 25% that can be used for mortgage, interest, or utilities, can actually be forgiven if they keep good, accurate records. And that's going to be the key, keeping good payroll journal reports, their quarterly 941s, any kind of payroll records they keep are going to be really helpful to make sure that that forgiveness component is able to be triggered.
That's good to know. So keep good records as you're doing all this, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. So I want to ask you some questions if that's okay.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so one thing I hear everyone talking about is the housing prices, right? You know, they're going up, they're going down. What's going on? So from your standpoint in the business, do you think house prices are going to drop?
Yeah, that is a good question. And we are getting that all the time too. I think the thing is that we don't know for sure. What we can do is we can look at some of the stats that are out there, some of the numbers. We can look historically a little bit, although we've never seen anything exactly like this before. One thing that's strong right now for the housing market is that we don't have a lot of inventory. And I think there's been a lot of sellers who have held off on um, putting their house on the market just for fear of everything that's going on, which has made that lack of inventory even worse. So of course, anytime there's low inventory and a high demand for it, we're not going to necessarily see prices drop because they don't need to yet. I think that once we get the okay to start getting out there more and sellers start to feel more and more okay with putting their houses on the market, we'll have to kind of watch and see what happens with those homes. If they are not selling quickly, then we might start to see some price drops happen. But really there's a lot of unknowns right now as to whether it's going to drop or not. Like I said, the biggest thing we can look at is how much inventory we have right now, and it's not a lot.
Wow, so it's definitely a seller's market then, huh?
It is still definitely a seller's market. Yes.
So if I had to buy or sell right now, how would that work or what would that look like with you?
Mhm. Yeah, so obviously we're taking every necessary precaution that we can. If we're just meeting for someone for the first time, we're doing a lot of virtual meetings like this on Zoom with our clients so they can stay in the comfort of their home. We can stay here and really minimize any kind of contact, get them set up and start searching, answer all their questions. When we get to the part where they want to start looking for houses, again, we can do that virtually. We can do FaceTime calls. We can have a Zoom meeting and be actually walking through the house with them, essentially, so they can be asking questions while we're looking at the house. And when they get to the point where they're actually ready to go and see the house in person, we are doing those as one-on-one visits. We have masks, we have gloves, we have hand sanitizer. We actually got plenty of hand sanitizer ahead of the time, so we're good that way. And we just do everything we can to stay socially distanced and yet still let someone come in and see the house, because I think it's important for them to be able to do that before they want to move forward and purchase it.
Yeah, it's so awesome how to have the technology to do like a FaceTime or a Zoom situation where you can go in and still see the home, but still stay safe at the same time. How cool is that?
It is. It's awesome. And actually, even before all of this happened, we've had clients that have bought houses sight unseen just because they couldn't get here. And but with the technology that we have out there, we're still able to see the house from the comforts of wherever they were. So pretty awesome that we can use this for sure.
That is so awesome. So,
Yeah.
last question I got for you. So, if I'm not in a hurry to buy, but I
Mhm.
need to sometime this year, what are
Mhm.
your recommendations? Should I wait to see if housing prices drop? Should I buy now? Are there any advantages to buying right now?
Yeah, so I think number one, we really want to sit down and talk and strategize the best plan for you, right? Because your situations and be different from someone else that might need to buy this year as well. One advantage, even though it is more of a seller's market right now, interest rates are at a historic low. And so buyers can really take advantage of those low interest rates right now before that changes, if it changes, when it changes. So there is that advantage for buyers right now. The other thing we've seen is we have seen houses that have accepted offers for less than what they're listed at. So there is some room for negotiations, even though it is that seller's market. And we have seen people who are putting off closings for a little bit just to, again, allow time, allow everything to play out here. And so I think sellers are a little bit more accepting of some other terms that way as well. If buying is, you're not in a hurry, or with a lack of inventory that's out there, you're just not seeing the house that's a right next fit for you, by all means, waiting, watching, seeing what comes on the market here in the next couple of months. And just, again, making sure that you've got everything set and ready to go. You're pre-approved. You know what, we've had a conversation. We know what you're looking for. We've honed into the right area. We're really doing everything we can to have you set up for success is the best thing to be doing right now.
That's so awesome. That's such great information. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now it doesn't look like we have any pressing questions. So I just want to first remind everyone that we are going to be doing these every single Wednesday at 4 o'clock here on Facebook. If there's an expert that you're looking to get some information from, we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to post messages or to private message us, and we're happy to get back to you as soon as possible. Josh, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I'm glad to be here with you guys.
Yes, thank you so much. And we'll see you guys all next week.